Black. Sorry, that group is first. Sorry.
And I want to share my time with Senator Dolan.
I'll tell you in 2.5 minutes. 3 and 2.
Okay.
3 and 2, that's fine.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome the Minister to the House today, and I also welcome and acknowledge the Minister's planned changes to the members' annual fixed allowance, and in particular his acknowledgement that the changes are a response to the increased workload experienced by elected members arising from the local government reforms of 2014, and particularly to the allocation and new statutory functions in that regard. I would also like to welcome the councillors, the city councillors and county councillors who are here today, who I know do extremely hard work, as you mentioned, Minister. And I've never been a county councillor or a city councillor, but I suppose my experience with councillors was when I went for election in the Shannon campaign, and I suppose it was my first time understanding and realising the fantastic work that they do. And when I was down, Joe Malone is up there in the gallery, and you know, I got to meet with people who really and truly worked extremely hard every single day. I was really amazed by it. And in my work with the Rise Foundation as well, and working with the Drugs Task Force, and there's lots of councillors on the Drugs Task Force, and I see every day the fantastic work they do. So I got a really good understanding of all of they do, and I think it's safe to say that nobody becomes a county or city councillor for financial rewards. There's no doubt about that. The rate of pay works out to be below the minimum wage for most of these councillors when the long hours are taken in. And you mentioned, Minister, the survey, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it really struck me when I read the survey myself that some of the quotes, particularly from the county councillors, and one of them was, as a female member, it's nearly impossible to be a mother, an elected rep, and try to hold another job with the current payment that we receive. And on my travels, I met with a woman who was a county councillor, but she also had to do nursing at night, and that was what she did to try. Her husband was ill, but she was an amazing woman, and she really wanted to do the work, but unfortunately she couldn't. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is, Minister, I believe that this is really, really important, particularly with the 1,000 allowance proposed by the Minister. I would really encourage you to think about it, to think about the inequality and the unfairness of this allowance, and the breaking up of the fact that the Dublin City Councillors, Galway City Councillors and Cork City Councillors are not getting the money. And I just wish you really, really will consider that. And I'd like to work with you, Minister. I really would like to work with you on this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator.